Kris, it's been almost virtually a calendar year. Your first game was against the Islanders, and that kind of started a turnaround for your team. Hoping for more of the same and getting back to being a dominant team on home ice.
The other day was a good one in Vancouver. I thought there was a lot of good things that we did. Obviously, the goal scoring, showing up and being able to put the puck in the net, a little bit on the execution, finishing our chances, a little bit of fortunate luck. A couple of those I think their goalie would like to have back. But anytime you start scoring goals, I think it just allows guys to relax, feel better about their game, and just being able to play. So hopefully that's a good start, and we can keep that going.
Your game's average second or third most 5-on-5 time in the league. There's not a lot of power plays, not a lot of penalty kills. Your 50 minutes of 5-on-5 play defensively have been quite solid. You know, the few 4 or 5 minutes of penalty kill obviously haven't. How do you connect the two and balance it when one's been pretty good, whereas the other one's really struggled?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that works out. We know our special teams have to be better, and our power play looked really good in Vancouver. It looked sharp. They were winning battles. Had some excellent scoring chances. The first one, a goal after the power play just expired. Second one, every opportunity to score a goal. And then third one, obviously, we do score. The penalty kill just, a lot of it early was execution. Whether it's not getting the pucks out on clears or just not getting just a little the breakdowns. And I think the breakdowns have been fewer. I think the execution, the details have been really good from the penalty killers, and now we just need to finish it, and I think it's really close.
Do you just wipe the slate clean and say, let's start from today? Because if you look at the overall number, it's never really going to get back to a respectful number if you just compete it. So do you just start over when it comes to the PK? How do you do it from maybe a mind trick sense to try to not focus on what's happened thus far?
We're not going to be able to erase, obviously a slow start, and we're just trying to, and it's a cliche, one game at a time, and your special teams are really important, and if they're not good, then you often lose games. So it's just, I think Stewie's done a great job keeping the guys focused and paying attention to the details and believing in the system, because it was really good for us last year, and things just haven't gone our way right now. And a little bit of self-induced, but a lot of it's just unfortunate breaks. And I think there's a lot of belief that they can turn this around.
We've explored, why is Connor McDavid so good for a long time in this market? Were there any things that you, having been here a year now, are there any things that maybe, or what are the things that you've learned that you didn't know when you showed up here about McDavid?
I don't think there's anything that I didn't know about. You never know how a player's going to change as he, gets into the NHL, and as he gets older, matures as a man. But the player that I saw in junior and the person that he was is very similar to the person I see here. Somebody who's very dedicated to his game, dedicated to the team's success, and really driven to be the best, but often not wanting the accolades or the recognition, and often pushes off to once his teammates get recognized for their contributions.
Can you help us put it into perspective? It's Gretzky, Lemieux, Yzerman, and him in the history of hockey to get there this fast. How are we supposed to describe that to people?
I don't know. You're the one with the words. You're the one who's writing. It's quite remarkable, especially with the way goal scoring has been. In the past, obviously goal scoring was much higher. Defensive details were not as tight, and goaltending wasn't as sharp. And for him to reach or almost reach that milestone now, it's I'm sure I can't find the words to really describe what's going on.
Kris, how much did you know about him before you took that job in Erie?
Not much at all. No, I remember reading an article in the Hockey News about Connor. That was the first time I'd ever heard of him, and that was just that article, and that was it. And in fact, I was teaching at Parkland School, running a hockey academy, and one of my players, one of my students there was actually talking about him, and my student knew more about Connor than I had at the moment. And I got a call about 2 weeks later from Sherry Baskin asking if I wanted to take a job or if I was interested in going to Erie. So that's kind of my introduction to Connor.
Okay, so what stands out about that first time you see him there in your first week? Was there something that you said, okay, this guy's a little bit different than anyone I've coached?
It was a unique situation. Being a 15-year-old, you don't know how much of a handicap it is. Being a 15-year-old underage, being in that league, he was maybe the best player on the team or second best player. And my experience, I didn't really appreciate, or I didn't really understand where he should fit in. Obviously, when he was 16, took another step, and then when when he was 17, then I really recognized this is never seen anything like it at a junior level. I've seen 20-year-olds play really well and dominate, but not at a level that Connor was doing, and he was only 17. That's when I really knew that was something special.
Did anything surprise you? I've been coaching for 2.5 years at that point. Did anything surprise you about his initial foray into the NHL? I mean, he wins the scoring championship in his second year in the league. Did anything really surprise you about how quickly he was able to kind of grasp it in the NHL?
You never know. You see players in junior dominate, and you think they're just going to have success at the NHL, and you knew he was going to be a star. I don't know, probably a superstar. But to win scoring titles right out of junior, you just never know.
Any changes tonight?
No, same lineup.
Same one?
Can I just circle back to Jason's first question about being here a year? How have you evolved, do you think, as a coach in the last year? What have you kind of taken from this job?
I don't know where to start. It's quite a bit. You never know how you're going to adapt. You don't know what to expect. A lot of the times you go to a new league or a new team, you think you always fall back on your basics, your foundation, how you feel that you need to coach, and you're never quite sure if that's going to be enough with your new team or a new league. I think obviously I've had to adapt and coach a little bit differently, but I'd say my foundation, things I believe in, is very similar to what I was doing in junior, the American League, when I was an assistant coach in the NHL. And and then just getting to know the players, and players want to learn, they want to get better, and they want to get rewarded if they are playing well. It doesn't matter what level of hockey you're at, whether it's minor hockey, American League, junior, NHL. A lot of things just remain the same.
How do you think you're doing with us compared to that first media availability a year ago?
Well, obviously I'm a little more comfortable with you guys, but I know that time was a very stressful time, and one where I had very little sleep coming in here within that week. And now I know that you guys are a nice group, and I like to spend my time with you.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Good answer.